Hello everyone, this is OP from Fab Trips, and today I am going to list 5 things that will make your cruise cabin bigger. Well, your cruise cabin can be bigger, so 5 things that will make your cruise cabin look bigger. Okay, 5 things that will make sure your cruise cabin does not look smaller. Yeah, I think that's it. 5 things that will make your cruise cabin not look smaller. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, in case you don't know, regular cruise cabins are typically smaller than what you'd find in a hotel. So a typical hotel room is larger than a cruise cabin. So when you open your cabin door to take a look at it for the first time, it looks kind of big, well sized, I guess. But the moment you enter that cabin, it's going to be much smaller than you expect. It feels like it shrinks. Now, for those who are claustrophobic, I'm not saying the walls are going to be closing in on you. But what that just simply means is the moment you enter the cabin, it feels as if you have taken up so much space, and it feels the cabin suddenly feels tighter and much more difficult to maneuver through. So what I'm going to discuss here are 5 ways in which you can stop that from happening and actually enjoy your cabin in a more spacious way as possible after this. So the first thing I'm going to encourage you to do is going to be something you have to do before you actually even get to the cruise port, and that is pack light. There's a tendency for us to usually pack a lot of items. Items we probably haven't used in years. We pack them. You pack 3 or 4 alternate outfits for formal nights. You pack alternative outfits for so many things. In my last trip, I think I had 2 pairs of shorts and they worked just fine. I had 1 pair of jeans that I don't think I ever wore. I wore them to the cruise port. In hindsight, I should have worn a pair of shorts as well to the cruise port, and I would just have been very, very fine. I had a pair of leisure slacks, I'd say, that could work for formal and informal use, and that was it. So you really don't have to take a lot. Even shoes, try and limit yourself to 2 pairs of shoes. Figure it out, max 3 pairs of shoes. But try and pack light, because if you pack light, by the time you get to your cruise cabin, you don't have a lot of items to put away. So that's the first thing I would say, pack light. The second thing I would encourage you to do is unpack everything. Yes, unpack everything. And what I mean by unpack everything is this: take every item, look for drawers, look for closets, spaces, look for cupboard doors, open everything you can open, and put everything you brought on the cruise, put them away. The reason I say this is very simple. If you can find a space or place to put everything, it means anytime you retrieve them to use it, you have a place to return them to. So this is a huge thing that is necessary to really declutter your cruise cabin. Now, in case you don't know, there's something called a law of attraction for items. What I simply mean is this: if you put a bottle on a countertop, that bottle is going to attract other bottles and eventually attract other items, and all of a sudden you end up with cans, bottles, all whatnot. If you put a piece of paper on a table, it's going to attract other pieces of paper, eventually books, and then you have a pile there. Anyways, so as not to digress, what I'm simply saying is when you get to your cruise cabin, unpack everything, put everything away. If perchance, and you'll usually see this happen, you find beddings in some of the closet spaces or in some of the drawers, you have to ask your cabin steward to remove them. The steward will typically do this for you, but again, there's always plenty of room underneath the bed, so just stick it in there. And so this brings me to the third one. You have plenty of space under your bed. On my first cruise, that's myself and my wife, we had no idea that there was space underneath the bed, and we never used it. And so we had our suitcases sitting out there, and it kept on accumulating stuff, the law of attraction, and it was just a mess. So my advice to you is use the space under your bed. But here's one thing though. Whatever it is you put underneath your bed, make sure you stuff it into your suitcase before putting it underneath the bed, so that that reduces the chance of you forgetting something or something hiding underneath that bed when you leave, when you're done with the cruise. So please always put stuff inside a suitcase before sticking it underneath the bed. But putting stuff underneath the bed is usually one of the best things you can do. You have plenty of room there, and it'll save you a lot of space. So your suitcase, your hand luggage, make sure you put them underneath the bed just to stow them away and declutter your room. The fourth thing I'm going to mention today is magnetic hooks. Now, for many of you, you may not realize this, but your cabin wall is made of metal. In actual fact, the way the ship is built is and then you have these metal boxes which represents your staterooms are just stuck inside the ship, and they're metal. It's metal wall. So if you get one of these magnetic hooks, you can always just stick them to the wall, and you can hang bags, shoes, other items. You can put your hat on them. You can hang items on them. It's a perfect way to declutter the floor and just put things up on the wall. Note of caution though, don't hang anything off anything on the ceiling, and don't put your hooks on the ceiling. So buy magnetic hooks. They will save you a ton of space, and they will make your cabin actually look big, and at least make it not look smaller. The next one I'm going to encourage you to do is packing cubes. Now, packing cubes are excellent, and the reason why I say they're excellent, at least for me, is this. I use them to pack my items before I put them in my suitcase. And it's very simple. You open it up, you put whatever items you have inside each cube, and they vary in size. You have a way of, it helps you to actually make them quite compact before putting them inside the suitcase. It also helps you to categorize all the things you need, so you can have underwear in one packing cube. You have t-shirts in one packing cube. You have different items in different packing cubes. You can carefully zip them up, compress them as much as possible before chucking them inside your suitcase. And the other thing I use packing cubes for is I use it as my laundry cubes. So once I'm done with a piece of clothing or an item of clothing at the end of the day, I just fold them up and put them back inside the packing cube, or at that point, a laundry cube. It works perfectly well. One of the advantages of this is by the end of the cruise, I find out that I'm pretty much almost fully packed. So it works great. This way you don't have to bring an additional laundry basket or a laundry net, or whatever laundry items and whatever items you store your laundry in. So it works absolutely fine. You do that. Packing cubes, they are a lifesaver, and they will do you a world of good. So those are the 5 items, but I have a few bonuses. The first thing is for those who stay in ocean view cabins and balcony cabins. Just do one thing. open the blinds. Open the blinds, just draw the curtains and let the light in. Yeah. Just the light being in the room makes it actually feel a little bit bigger, makes it brighter. It actually makes you feel better too. So do that. Hey, it doesn't hurt anything. So finally, spend as little time as possible in your cabin, and this is for everyone. Enjoy the ship, visit places, enjoy the different activities they have on the ship, go on excursions, spend as little time as possible in your room. And our presence in the room actually makes it feel smaller. So if you're not there, then you're not cluttering the room. The second thing is, if you're not there, you don't realize that your room is actually small. So just make the entire ship an extension of your cruise cabin, and have fun out there. Ships these days have a ton of activities, and the less time you spend on your cabin means you spend more time taking part in these activities and actually enjoying yourself on the ship. So I just want to encourage you, have fun, don't pack too much, and just go on your cruise with a positive attitude, planning to enjoy your vacation as best as possible. I hope these tips have been helpful. If they have, please like and subscribe. And for more tips, for more tricks, and more information and news about the cruise industry. And until next time, take care. And till next time, thanks.